Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a quick roundup then of some of these altcoins and Bitcoin, of course. So just a handful of coins I'm looking at now, and a bit of a mixed match, but some of the coins that either got interest that people are looking at on my Telegram group, or the ones that I've personally got an interest in. So we'll start off with Bitcoin, which is retracing to a small extent at the moment. That's fine. It's finding support. What it looks like here on the 242. You could argue that that's also the 10 simple, which is probably more likely, to be honest with you, coming down to test that area is probably where it's bouncing from, not this 242. The 242 is just to me, it's something we want to stay above to ensure a bull market, a continuation of the bull market. So we've got a golden cross on the daily, so everything's looking good. We're pulling back, which is fine. Which areas could we pull back to? Well, the centre of the Bollinger Band here on the daily is around about 8,930. So we could call that 8,900. We might have a wick a bit further down, because if there is a pullback, it might be a bit nasty, but be brought back up above there. I kind of expect that would be the case. I don't think we'll see any further drop than probably 8,900. But we could call it 8,800 if you want to be extra safe. I'd be very surprised if anyone's lucky enough to get in at that level if it does wick down to there. But anyway, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I'm going to go in. I'll be going long on this one pretty soon. The RSI has taken a nice breather. This is what we want to see. We came down to this level before we had our next test up, so we might be getting front run over the next couple of days. So we might actually be looking to place that long, and maybe even just to be safe around 9,000 if we're lucky enough to get there. I'd love to get a long in at 9,000 or below. But obviously low leverage, it wouldn't harm me too much if I took that long on right now, but personally I'm just going to wait a little while. But it does look like the support took place on the 10 simple. That might be our only opportunity. So I'll have a good hard think about this after I've made this video and maybe go long on this. Ethereum having a big pullback of its own right, could even come back down to test the 10 simple itself. We've got the 10 simple, the 9 EMA, both hanging around just above $180 or so. Some steep projections here. Basically, I think it well overshot. Had to come back down inside the Bollinger Band for its next continuation move. RSI is still pretty high. MACD is looking good. So we're having a bit of a cool off period for Ethereum before our next leg up. I would expect towards and above $200. I can't give you an idea of when that's going to happen. Probably this one will move with Bitcoin, but I have a feeling that the next move that Bitcoin does will be a big one, and may even leave some of these top cap alts behind in its big move. Apart from that, we've got a good looking setup here with XRP. XRP's showed relative strength over these pullbacks, and even though it's pulling back and it's bouncing from the 200 EMA is where we're finding rejection from, and also coming back to stay within the Bollinger Band. I do believe that this one is actually going to make a big move. I know that's a bold claim because it's XRP, and XRP doesn't like to make bold moves. But if we go to the 12 hourly, we're getting quite close to having a golden cross on the 12 hourly. We already had golden crosses on all these smaller time frames, so the 12 hourly is the next one to watch. And as far as the 12 hourly is concerned, very bullish setup here. All moving averages basically making those crosses that we like to see. So making a nice bullish spread, a rainbow as I like to call it. That's not an official term, that's just how I like to look at things. So XRP looks like it wants to make a big move. I would probably say that the next move it does make will be quite large, maybe even getting above 27 cent. Because staying above 25 cent is a very good figure for XRP. As you can see, we were supported from it all around here before we made our big move up and broke back down. Also historically, we've had several decent bounces on the way back down before. So 25 cent breaking above there should hopefully turn to a realistic and strong support. We're being rejected from that area more or less at the moment. It's a rough figure, but more or less that's where we want to get above and stay above, and then we will start to make some really decent moves with XRP. It will fizzle out, no doubt, but big moves in the short term is what I'm looking for. Matic had a run last night, definitely, and a lot of the IEO coins kind of made a run last night. A really big one, in fact. So we're coming back down from that, but the important thing is to remember we need to stay above the 2 cent mark. So it looks like we're getting a support roughly around 2 cent. That's fine. Very overextended at the moment. Let's have a look at these guys. So yeah, they need to cool off, but this doesn't mean that it's the end of the world for Matic. Staying above 2 cent is a good a good place to stay. It would mean that this is the support level that we want to hold for us to make some more moves. Now, what moves is it that Matic wants to do? Because if we make moves like we did last time we made these pumps, it's going to get quite scary for those who wanted to jump on board. So I think what we're looking for now is a bit more of a hovering accumulation around this level. Obviously making big moves, but snaking around. So we don't want to see giant steps up to this level here, which is the 2.7 magic number, where we were ejected from these 2 times back down here and launched for our final big push right up there. So we want to see a little bit more of a chill out period around this level above 2 cent. If we can accumulate around 2 cent, that'd be great. But again, everything's overextended on this right now, which generally doesn't mean a great deal for crypto, but it means a fair bit to me, to be honest with you, to want to get involved in something. One is very much the same, pretty much doing the same that Matic did, and just not quite the same scale, but pretty good though, pretty good in its own right. For the moment though, it's exactly the same setup as Matic, really. The same move, same everything about it. We're above the all moving averages, even above the Bollinger Band on the daily, which is kind of a little bit scary if you want to jump in now. The idea being is that we need to carry on with this upwards, and it's quite nice looking now, an upwards support trend, but we could come back down to test it, but it looks kind of unlikely that we would. I think we're probably going to hold a certain value at this level now. The all-time sort of big push is going to take place over this level here, so 622. So 0.00622, breaking above there should give us a nice big push, hopefully eventually up to 824. Now this is my new holding that I've taken on. I've noticed that we broke above our support and resistance levels just recently on the daily. So for me, I've decided to go in on this one with the profits I took from one coin, and that's just for a temporary thing. I might not want to hold this for more than a week or so. We're going to see how it goes, but it looks pretty good to me. So basically, we've come to the end of our run, I'd say, for the moment. We're going to cool off a little bit, but let's go to a smaller time frame. Let's go to a 12-hourly. 12-hourly got its golden cross back here, so we are actually ahead of most alts with this one. We're waiting for that golden cross to take place, and I think that when this golden cross does take place, which isn't anytime soon, it's going to take a couple of weeks, I would expect, if we can hang around above 22 cent. Then we will make some really big moves up and close to around about 30. So pretty much trending in many ways, looking very much the same sort of size moves as what I'm kind of expecting with XRP. I do think BAT's going to make bigger moves than XRP, but they're both looking like they're about to do something relatively large. I'm talking 10 to 15, maybe even 20% over the next few weeks. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, so it's not financial advice. We'll have a look on the Bitcoin pairing. Bitcoin pairing looking pretty modest in all fairness, but at the same token, it's not looking bad. We need to break above this level here, so 2,800, which is obviously the 200 EMA. Staying above there would be great. The resistance cloud's decreasing and diminishing, so over the next week it'll pretty much go down to next to nothing. Should give us that room to move a little bit higher. Now, obviously, if we break above there today or tomorrow, then yeah, we're going to go even higher than that. But it's a bit of a sleeping giant, this one. We're beneath the 0 point, just about to cross over into bullish territory, so I think BAT is going to have a good move. A pretty good move over the next few weeks, so I'm all in on that one. Well, not all in at all. I'm in a little piece. I've dipped my toes in the water with some of my, you could call it my wild card money. Most of my money is safely invested in Ethereum and has been for a little while now. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. I know it's a quick video. I hope it was useful to you. If you've got any other coins you want me to have a look at, please send me a text. Join my Telegram group, and hope you have a nice day. And take it easy.